Should you buy inside or outside Metro Manila? What are the real estate trends ngayon, 3 years post-pandemic? How does leverage work? And how do you actually use it to your advantage? Is it really always better to pay up front ng cash payment? Or baka mamaya mas okay pala if mag-apply ka na lang ng home loan? What are the different types of real estate investing? Paano ba natin malalaman if anong strategy yung magwa-work best for you? A lot of you are asking me how to invest in real estate and kung saan ba magandang mag-invest. Most likely narinig nyo na din po yung habang tumatagal, mas nagmamahal ang real estate property. So, you are thinking maybe bata pa naman kayo ngayon, you have less financial responsibilities now, and also, meron kayong disposable income ngayon. So, might as well put your money into something that grows value over time. So, ang goal ko ngayon for you is to simplify lahat ng kailangan yung malaman about real estate investing in just a few minutes. So, hindi ko na po patatagalin. Let's start. For those of you who are watching me for the first time, hi, my name is Romina. I make vlogs po about real estate in the Philippines, especially yung mga frequently asked questions ng first-time home buyers. Real estate refers to real properties. How it's different from personal properties is that ang real properties kasi is yung lupa mismo and anything that is permanently attached to it. Personal properties, on the other hand, are movable objects that you own. Appliances, furnitures, jewelry, art. Ang main difference nilang dalawa is pag sinabi po nating real properties, kailangan mo ng title as proof of ownership to be able to legally sell, lease, or enjoy the land. So, okay tayo. Real estate means real properties. Investing naman, in a nutshell, it means putting your money into an asset with the hopes of gaining profits eventually. Combining the two concepts together, real estate investing is the act of buying properties with the intention of generating income later on, whether through monthly rentals or long-term capital appreciation. Why should you invest in real estate? And bakit real estate? How is it different from other types of assets? First reason is real estate is tangible. Nahawakan mo siya, nakikita mo siya, pwede mong gamitin, pwede mong tirahan. They are buildings and houses or structures or kahit lupa lang yan, nalalakaran mo siya, nasusukat, pwede mo ipagamit sa iba. In other words, real estate properties are physical concrete assets. Unlike yung mga famous counterparts niya na investments, see for example, stocks. You can say that you're part owner of that company. Pwede ka magpakita ng digital or paper certificate as proof of your shares of that company. But that's about it. Hindi siya kagaya ng real estate na na-enjoy mo talaga yung physical presence ng mismong asset. Number 2 reason, you have more control in real estate. You can control kung anong design ng unit mo, anong kulay ng pintura, sino yung iaalaw mong tenants, ikaw ang masusunod sa price, magkano mo siya gustong paupahan, magkano mo gustong ibenta. You can decide all that. And this is one of the biggest advantages talaga in real estate. Because you have more control in this type of investment. Mas madami kang opportunities ngayon to earn money. Hindi siya yung linear or one way lang, isang paraan lang para yumaman. You can be creative ngayon with your strategies. Mahirap po maging creative sa isang bagay na hindi mo kontrolado. Number 3 reason, ang real estate po ay more predictable and less volatile. Compared sa ibang other types of investments like stocks, crypto, or forex, ang real estate kasi is hindi siya kasing risky ng ibang assets na fluctuating talaga yung value. Yung tipong isang ganun mo lang, iba na naman yung direction ng market. With real estate investing, dahil nakikita mo siya, nakikita mo saan papunta ang development, nakikita talaga natin na tuloy-tuloy yung paglaki ng population, it is so easy to foresee kung saan magandang mag-invest at bakit. And this is why, historically speaking, isa po talaga ang real estate sa mga pinaka-stable na type of investment to ever exist. Number 4, capital appreciation as hedge against inflation. 20 years ago, meron na po tayong BGC. Pero during that time, wala pang masyadong building sa area, wala pang masyadong development. So imagine the price during that time, nung 2004, versus yung price sa BGC ngayong 2024. Another example, 15 years ago, kabubukas pa lang ng Mall of Asia that time. So, bagong-bago pa lang ang MOA. I remember my mom was selling properties in that area around 2009, 2010. You can buy a residential property there for as low as 2 million or mas mababa pa sa 2M. Eh ngayon, magkano ng properties in that area? Parang parking space na lang yung mabibili mo for that price in that same area. So, time and time again, experts are telling us to invest in places na malaki yung potential maging economic powerhouse. And the best time to invest really is habang wala pa yung actual developments. Kasi the moment that you start seeing what was promised, the malls, the high-rise buildings, the infrastructures, the airports, the highways, too late na. Baka masyado na pong mahal yung prices by that time. Ito po yung reason kaya natin sinasabing predictable ang real estate. Kasi unless something unexpected happens, like itong pandemic, for example, real estate almost always appreciates in value. Actually, kahit nga nung pandemic, tuloy-tuloy yung price increase ng mga developers eh. Madami pa rin bumibili ng properties, mataas pa din yung demand for residential properties. Kasi ganun po ang real estate. It's just a matter of gaano kabilis or gaano kabagal yung pagtaas ng value. Depende sa location. Pero tumataas ang value. Hindi siya kagaya ng kotse na ilabas mo pa lang sa kasa, nagde-depreciate na agad yung value, bumababa na agad. Okay, para mas lalo nyong ma-appreciate, let's say, bumili ka ng property ngayon worth 1 million pesos. Pasimplay natin, 1 million na lang. Ang standard down payment is 15% for 3 years. So, that's 150,000. After 3 years, nag-appreciate na yung property mo from 1 million lang dati, 3 million pesos na ngayon. So, profit ka na agad ng 2 million pesos. Pero, ang nilalabas mo pa lang is down payment pa lang. Ang cash out mo pa lang is only 150,000. Just imagine, your property's value appreciated by 200% for the last 3 years. Pero, yung salary mo, most likely, hindi naman nagkaroon ng ganun ka-significant na increase for that very short span of time. If you just let your money sit in a traditional savings account that only gives an interest around what, 0.10% to 1% per annum, your money is actually devaluing. Ang average interest po sa Pilipinas for the last 3 years was around 4.5% per annum. Pag sinabing inflation, nagkakaroon po ng decline ang purchasing power of money. In other words, bumababa po ang value ng pera. Nakita nyo ba yung difference, guys? Kapag hindi po gumagalaw ang pera mo, natutulog lang siya sa standard na savings account, your money is actually losing its value. Now, going back to our example earlier, your property appreciated from 1 million, naging 3 million siya in just 3 years. Yung annualized ROI ng property mo is nasa 44.22%. This is why real estate is such a good inflation hedge. Dahil nga po, ang tendency ng real estate is tumataas yung value ng property over time. It protects us from the declining purchasing power of money gawa nga ng inflation. Number 5, the power of leverage. Kung napanood nyo na po yung vlog ko last time about kung paano pumasa kay bank, I've mentioned there that banks generally have a hard time granting loans to investors or for investment purposes, especially sa mga paper assets. Kasi hindi siya fixed, hindi siya stable, hindi mo kontrolado yung direction ng market. Pero, ibang usapan po kapag sinabi nating housing loan. Alam nyo ba guys na housing loan ng isa sa mga pinaka-affordable na forms of utang dito sa Pilipinas? Compared kasi sa ibang types of loans guys, dito po ang collateral ng bangko is a real estate property na tumataas yung value niya over time. When we say leverage kasi guys, you are using other people's money eh. You are using other people's resources, in this case, kay bangko, in order to maximize your income potential. So, leverage basically means borrowing money to be used as a capital for your business or your investments or your assets, anything that will generate income later on. Not many people realize this opportunity kasi in their mind, masama ang all forms of utang. But that's not true at all. Not all debts are bad debts. Para mas madali niyo pong ma-appreciate, let's say for example, meron kang gustong bilhin na property worth 3 million pesos. And kaya mo na siyang bayaran ng cash. May 3 million ka na, nakasecure na siya. The thing is, if you're buying it for home ownership, meaning for personal use, then it's probably okay to pay it in cash because of the discounts. By the way, dito po pala sa industry, meron tayong tinatawag na house poor ha. Ibig pong sabihin ng house poor, meron kang ang bahay, gutom ka naman. Kasi lahat ng pera mo is napunta na po doon sa bahay. So, as long as hindi ka naman house poor, okay lang mag-cash. Anyway, going back sa property natin. If you are buying it for investment purposes, not for personal use, but with the intention of earning profits later on, then paying the full amount in cash may not always be the smartest move. Sabihin natin, instead of paying the whole 3 million pesos ng isang bagsakan, you decided to get a home loan instead. So, standard payment term, may down payment, and then yung balance i-apply natin kay bank. Don't worry, I will make it super simple para madali po natin mag-grasp yung concept. So, let's imagine na approve ka na kay bank and yung monthly amortization mo is around 30,000 pesos. And then yung unit mo, kaya mo siyang paupahan ng 15,000 a month. So, covered na agad yung kalahati ng monthly mo kay bangko. But wait, di pa tayo tapos. Dahil hindi ka nag-cash payment or hindi mo agad tinali yung pera mo sa isang investment, you are liquid. In financial terms, pag sinabi po nating liquid, it means if and when dumating yung time na kailangan mo ng hard money, meron kang cash on hand without needing to touch your emergency fund. So, let's talk about opportunity cost. Instead of immediately tying up your money into one investment, you can leverage your money and put it somewhere else na magbabalik din sa'yo ng profits. In other words, pwede mo pang paikutin yung excess money na hawak mo ngayon. Kunwari, nilagay mo siya sa business or asset that can give you around 35,000 a month. So, you have 15,000 coming in from your rental income, and then you have another 35,000 coming from your other investments naman. That's a total of 50,000 pesos. Kahit ibawas pa natin yung monthly amortization mo kay bank na 30,000 pesos, profit ka pa rin ng 20K. Not to mention, yung property mo, tumataas yung value all this time habang nagpaparent ka. So, this is leverage in action. You are controlling a property worth millions of pesos na ang initial investment mo lang naman talaga is a small portion of it. Down payment pa lang yung nalalabas mo. The good thing with leverage kasi is, since you are liquid, your money is not tied up into one thing. So, pag may other opportunities na biglang nagpakita along the way, kunwari may iba ka pang nakitang property na sobrang good deal talaga, hindi mo siya kayang pakawalan, or other business opportunities na alam mong once in a lifetime lang dumating, hindi ka manghihinayang na,
ay sayang, wala na akong pera. O sige, wait lang, ibebenta ko muna yung property ko.
No, you can grab that opportunity kasi nga, liquid ka. Meron ka pang perang panggalaw. Aside from that, yung isa pang advantage kasi talaga ng leverage is, you can lock in current prices ng mga properties while they are still low. Imagine, meron akong gustong bilhin na bahay. Kunwari, kulang na lang ako ng 1 million pesos, kaya ko nang bayaran yung property ng full amount. Konti na lang, kaya ko na siyang bayaran ng cash. Kaya lang, instead of using bank financing to leverage, nag-decide ako na mag-iipon na lang muna ako.
May salary increase naman eh. After 5 years, kaya ko na sigurong bunuin yung kulang.
Ang kaso, 5 years later, pagbalik ko kay developer, one of two things will happen. A, nabili na yung gusto kong unit. Which is, ito yung most likely scenario. Nabili na siya ng iba. Or B, tumaas na yung price ng gusto kong unit. Hindi na siya yung amount na pinag-ipunan ko. That is why we always tell you guys to invest as early as you can. Kasi through the power of leverage, you can lock in current prices ng real estate properties. And so if ever man magkaroon ng price increases in the future, hindi ka na po affected doon. Rather, kung magkaroon man ng price increases in the future, profit mo na yon. Kasi nag-appreciate na yung value ng property wherein nakuha mo siya ng mas mababa. Advantage number 6, demand and supply. Think of it this way. Kailan tumataas ang price ng isang produkto? Kapag mataas yung demand, tapos konti ang supply. Naalala nyo pa ba guys kung magkano umabot yung isang box ng face mask nung peak ng pandemic? Yung start talaga, January to April 2020. If you can remember, umaabot po ng around 500 pesos up to 1,000 pesos ang isang box ng face mask. Ganun po kataas. And believe it or not, despite the price, meron pa ding bumibili. Why? Because there's a demand and konti ang supply. Ganon din po dito sa real estate. As in, when I started my career in this industry, ang population lang natin sa Pilipinas was around 107 million. Ngayon guys, we are at 119 million na po. Every year, around 1.5 million Filipinos ang nadadagdag sa population natin. This is why continuously nag-a-appreciate ang value ng real estate. Kasi tuloy-tuloy po ang demand for residential and commercial spaces. And yung supply natin, by the way, is fixed and finite. Land is a very limited resource. Number 7 is potential for passive income. I said potential, no? Just to set your expectation. Kasi at first, nagbabayad muna kayo ng monthly kay bangko. So, lahat ng rental income mo ngayon is napupunta siya kay monthly amortization. And then, eventually, kapag fully paid ka na po kay bangko, lahat ng rental income mo ngayon is sa'yo na. Passive income mo na siya. Number 8 is future retirement fund. Also, if you do it right, kung maganda yung napili mong location, kung maitatayong bridge malapit sa binili mo, or maitatayong airport, or malapit ka sa bagong CBD, for sure yan, pag natapos kayong magbayad ng monthly kay bangko, malayo na po yung tinalon ng price nyo by that time. So, kung gusto mo siyang ibenta in the future, pwede. At least, pinataas mo muna yung value ng property mo bago ka nag-liquidate. Number 9, increase of financial IQ. The best thing about real estate investing or investing in general is that it helps you develop qualities kasi and skills na hindi po masyadong tinuturo sa atin growing up. So things like personal development, financial discipline, creative thinking, better decision-making skills, problem-solving abilities, emotional intelligence, delayed gratification, planning and research, so on and so forth. Real estate investing gives you the opportunity to learn all those things and more. Hindi lang siya opportunity para kumita ng pera. So, madaming advantages in real estate, but how do you know where to start? There are 4 important factors na kailangan yung malaman bago tayo mag-start. Unang-una, ano muna yung purpose nyo or goal? Bakit nyo ba gustong bumili ng property? Are you buying it for personal use or are you buying for investment purposes? Kapag sinabi mong both, most likely you're buying for the latter part, for investment purposes. Tipong hindi ka naman nagmamadaling mag-move in agad pero gusto mo nang bumili ng property ngayon habang afford mo pa yung monthly. So if that is your case, baka mas okay for you yung lupa lang or lot only. Kasi gusto mo lang naman ng tumataas yung value eh. So I would suggest pili ka ng magandang location para sure na tumataas talaga yung value. Also dahil lupa lang siya, minimal lang yung kailangan mong gawin. Kasi wala pang structure eh, wala pang bahay na kailangan i-maintain. Maliit lang din yung amilyar mo. And then when the time comes na gusto mo na siyang gamitin in the future, patayuan mo ng bahay, pwede. So that's just one option. Later we'll discuss kung ano pa yung mga different strategies in real estate investing. But before that, you have to be clear with your purpose first. Bakit mo ba gustong bumili ng property? Kasi dun tayo magsa-start eh. Second consideration is of course, location. Should you buy inside or outside Metro Manila? Again, it really goes back to your goal. Kung personal use or long-term rent, then you may consider buying property sa loob po ng Metro Manila para malapit kayo sa lahat. Train stations, offices, universities, malapit sa malls, and hindi rin kayo mahirapan paupahan yung property kasi meron ng existing market for the tenants. But on the other hand, you have to consider this as well. In Metro Manila, there's not much land available na for house and lot. That is why majority ng ino-offer na properties ngayon inside NCR are condominiums na. And prior to pandemic, people are contented with confined spaces. Basta pagbaba mo, andyan na yung mall, konting lakad, LRT na agad. And right now guys, there's a new segment of people na nag-emerge post-pandemic. Ang biggest game changer talaga dito, really, it was Zoom and online meetings. Kasi nung nauso yung work from home, there were a lot of people, families and young professionals na nag-migrate outside Metro Manila. And ngayon, na-realize nila na living outside Metro Manila isn't so bad after all. They discovered na hindi na pala probinsyang-probinsya yung labas ng NCR. Nakita nila gano'n nakadevelop yung mga kalsada, madami na palang malls and universities outside Manila. So what happened was, nung nag-back to normal na tayo, meron ng vaccines and all that, many people were not willing to go back to living inside Metro Manila. Like kami, for example, born and raised ako in Makati, but ngayon po dito na kami sa Laguna. So ayun po yung gusto kong sabihin. Aside sa existing market inside Metro Manila, hindi naman siya nawala, andun pa din siya. Nagkaroon lang po tayo ng another segment of people which also opened a lot more opportunities for us in real estate investing. Kung ang goal nyo naman is capital gains, then buy properties outside Metro Manila na malaki yung potential tumaas yung value because of future developments. For example, we have a project in Cavite na nasa gitna siya mismo ng dalawang exit ng Calax, which is yun na yung next na ginagawa ngayon. Governor's Drive exit, and then Open Canal exit. Imagine the price increase by the time na matapos yung dalawang yon. So, pili kayo ng location na alam yung tataas yung value in the next 5 to 10 years. Maybe because may gagawing airport, may ginagawang subway, or extension ng LRT, or may ginagawang malaking community si developer. Another factor to check before investing is your own financial capacity. Of course, kailangan mong maging realistic with your budget. How is your personal finance? Do you have your emergency fund? What are your long-term plans? Are you planning to apply for a home loan? If yes, kaya mo bang mag-isa? Or kailangan mo pa ng partners or co-buyers? Dapat, meron ka na ding idea kung qualified ka ba kay bank financing or not. If you need a guide kung paano pumasa kay bank, I made a mini-series talking about housing loan, which I will be putting the links below. Last factor to consider before deciding to invest is si developer mismo. Recently, there are countless of developers to choose from. So how do you know or how do you decide where to invest? Number one is, gano'n na ba kalaki si developer? This is not me saying huwag kayong bumili sa mga small players ha. But of course, as a buyer, kayo yung magbabayad eh. So there's always a risk on your part kapag hindi natuloy sa development kasi may issue yung lupa na binibenta nila or bigla silang nag-file ng bankruptcy. So ask yourself, gano'n na ba ka-established si developer sa industry? Ilan na ba yung successful project nila? Meaning to say, yung buong project is tapos na turnover na yung unit sa buyer. Do they also build communities with malls and access roads? Or do they just build houses? Gumagawa lang sila ng bahay para ibenta. So, lagi ko nga pong sinasabi, diba? Choosing the right developer is just as important as choosing the location of your property. Because you are not just paying for the house itself, you are also paying for your peace of mind and yung potential ng community mag-grow in the future. Madami actually strategies dito sa real estate. Meron pa yung commercial spaces, yung crowdfunding, memorial, yung REITs, and then meron din yung mga may tax benefits. But for the purpose of this video, I am only going to talk about residential real estate. And for me, ito yung top 3 most common investment strategies dito po sa Philippine residential real estate. First is yung buy and lease. Basically, you buy a property with the goal of renting it out. Pwedeng long-term rent, as in you have a permanent tenant for at least 1 year, or pwede ring short-term rent like Airbnb style. Either way, ang main goal mo in acquiring that property is yung cash flow talaga. Bonus na lang si capital gains. For this strategy, you have the option of doing it yourself, managing the whole rental operation on your own. Or pwede ka rin mag-hire ng property manager. Sila na yung bahala sa documentation, sa rent collection, sa property maintenance, and in most cases, sila na din po yung bahalang maghanap ng tenants mo for your unit. Second is what we call land banking, or most commonly known as buy and hold. You buy a property typically during the pre-selling stage, and then you try to hold on to it for as long as you can until mag-appreciate yung value ng sobrang taas, and then you sell it afterwards. So this one is actually a long-term strategy kasi you have to wait until mag-start ng construction or magkaroon ng development sa area and or tumaas yung demand. So we actually did this. Ginawa namin to. We bought a piece of land in 𝒊𝒅𝒐 City, malapit sa Evia Mall, and until now, hindi pa namin siya ginagalaw. The good thing about this property is, since lupa nga lang siya, wala kaming kailangan i-maintain masyado. And since nasa loob din siya ng gated community, alam namin secure yung binili naming property kahit hindi namin siya silipin lagi. Aside from that, since ongoing ang pag-develop sa 𝒊𝒅𝒐 City, which by the way, kung hindi niyo pa po alam, isa siya sa mga future CBDs in Cavite, and si 𝒊𝒅𝒐 City ay 15 times bigger than BGC. So, yung location ng binili naming property, it's very strategic. Kasi we can just continue holding on to it and every year tumataas yung value niya because of 𝒊𝒅𝒐 City. Kung hindi man namin siya gamitin for personal use, we can just resale it in 5 to 10 years time. The last strategy I'm going to share with you is the buy, build, and sell, or buy, fix, and sell. Some people call this flipping. The idea is you buy a distressed property, fix it, pagandahin mo, and then ibenta mo afterwards. So dahil may renovations, you have the justifications now to sell it at a higher cost. This strategy, by the way, is not for beginners. I have a friend na ganito talaga yung ginagawa niya. As in, sa isang taon, meron siya laging 3 to 4 properties na finiflip. And ang sabi niya is, yes, totoo namang malaki yung profits dito if you do it right, kapag hindi ka nag-over the budget and na-liquidate mo siya agad. Pero compare sa dalawang strategies na binanggit ko kanina, ito ito yung pinaka nakakapagod. The reason why is number 1, sobrang time-consuming niya. Number 2, stressful po ang construction. Especially kapag may timeline and strict budget ka na sinusunod. Tapos wala kang team or contact na kayang tumulong sa'yo sa construction. And that's just the construction part. Wala pa yung legal aspect. So, kailangan may kausap ka rin na magaling na broker. Also, for comparison, mas mabilis po ang buy, fix, and sell compared sa buy, build, and sell. As in, yung bibili ka ng lote tapos patatayuan mo ng bahay, mas mabilis po mag-renovate kesa magpagawa. So, these are the top 3 investment strategies in Philippine residential real estate. Every investment vehicle has its own pros and cons. So, I want to set your expectation. In reality, wala naman po talagang perfect na investment. So, I hope you still do your own research and mas maging wise kayo when it comes to making decisions. But because you've watched until the end, I will give you 3 main limitations of real estate compared to other assets. Number 1 limitation is, unlike stocks and bonds, real estate is not that liquid. Hindi siya yung pag gusto mo nang i-convert into cash yung property, that same day meron ka na agad na buyer, tapos nasa na yung pera, tapos nasa pangalan na agad ni buyer yung property. No, it would take some time to liquidate such a hard asset. Second limitation, in real estate, you need a bigger capital and upfront cost. Not just the reservation fee, but also the down payment as well. Pwedeng may discount and promo payment terms to developer, but ultimately, real estate is still real estate. Properties cost millions of pesos in the Philippines. Hindi siya kagaya ng stocks na if meron kang 10 to 20,000, technically pwede ka nang makapasok, pwede ka nang mag-invest. With real estate, kailangan financially ready ka talaga. Kaya ako sinasabi kanina yung savings and emergency fund. Third is when you're leasing your property, of course, merong mga kailangan ipa-repair. Ikaw din ang magpapayos nun. So, yung maintenance and upkeep, may additional cost din yon on your part. Aside from that, there are also other charges involved in real estate, like yung taxes and yung HOA. I've already made a vlog about this, so if you haven't watched it yet, nasa description box po yung link, and andito rin po sa upper right corner ng frame. I hope I was able to answer some of your most basic real estate questions. And if you want to inquire, madami po akong hawak na properties all over the Philippines. I have lot only, house and lot, townhouse, condominiums, you name it. Just message me on my Facebook, Viber, and WhatsApp so I can assist you properly before tayo mag-schedule ng site visit. Also, if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe kasi yung next video po natin is all about real estate documents. So, Documentation 101. Once again, this is Romina, and thank you po for watching. Bye!